All right, you guys. Time for another epic review.
Yes.
We've definitely been waiting a while to bring out some of these old school Bowmores. The title of this video should be "What the hell happened to Bowmore?" Because old school Bowmores taste absolutely nothing like current Bowmores. I mean, from the way the peat is, from the way the sherry is, it's just completely different. They used to be very lightly peated. It's just kind of more of a background thing, and you used to get just crazy fruits. And we did a lot of research, since these are not cheap. We did a lot of research and trying to figure out which one to get, because we read so much about the 1964 vintages being epic. And we decided to pull the trigger on this Bowmore 1964, imported by SOffiantino.
Correct.
And again, another Italian bottling. And just after reading a lot of reviews, we know 1964 is legendary. The Bowmore Blacks are 1964. There's other single casks that are legendary 1964. After reading reviews and seeing that on Whisky Base, this one scored the highest as well, we ended up going with this one. This was bottled in the mid 80s. It's about 20 to 21 years old. It's at 43% and matured exclusively in sherry casks.
Yep.
So we got some nice long time in the bottle. We opened this first a couple years ago. We don't drink it very often, only on an ultra special occasion. It's going to be really hard to get this bottle again. The last time we saw it sold for was $7,000 plus. I would assume next time it comes on auction, it's going to go for $10,000 or above dollars. So it is not a cheap bottle. It's something that most people wouldn't open, but we don't keep these bottles closed. We're all about trying them. It's all about that journey. We're both
looking at it.
We're using different glasses. Mike's actually using my favorite glass,
Oh yeah, check this out.
which is a Lalique crystal glass. It's James Suckling 100-point Lalique crystal. It's labeled as a cognac glass, but you know, cognac, whiskey, or fine spirit, it's a perfect nosing glass. So we only have one, so we'll switch off. But anyways, this has been breathing for over 30 minutes. And here we go, on the nose.
Beautiful lines. Wow, gorgeous color.
This is one of those whiskeys that just blows your mind. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. Right off the bat, you get the most unique fruits, and you get in like thousands of fruits, but what really stands out is like rich mangoes. And I know this is coming from sherry casks. I don't know what the hell was going on in Bowmore.
That's an impressive thing, man.
Yeah, rich mango, lychee, passion fruit, grapefruit, all in a really sweet way. And you got some light peat in the background, and you got leather and tobacco, and you got some funky elements, almost approaching like kind of like a, it's going to sound weird, but like a cheese funk almost. And that's
like, it's gonna sound not good or weird, but it is. It's like a moldy, like the mold that makes cheese age and get more complex with time. It's got this cola and, like we always say, the musty sherry elements. And Bowmore is known for their oldest warehouse of the distillery is called Vaults No. 1. And there's something about it. I don't know if it's underground or just the environment, all the moisture in the air, the funk basically, but something about this environment that you get complex fruits and characteristics in the sherry casks that you won't get anywhere else. It's crazy.
And Mike said it, and I know I'm saying a lot, not leaving him much to say in terms of tasting notes, but he brought up that cola. That cola really rushes up. It's cola in a way you have never experienced it. And then you get like like that, the candies, like gummy bears. You get that, the cola and the gummy bear effect in Old Springbanks as well. But this one has like a peaty side and like a heavy mango grapefruit side that the Old Springbanks don't.
Correct.
Not saying one is better than the other, but in our opinion, Old Bowmores and Old Springbanks
the best
are the absolute best whiskeys.
Yeah, like what Springbank has that Bowmore doesn't is that honey mustard vinaigrette, sherry vinaigrette. That's like the best.
Very vinegary. Yes, it's more sherry. It's more sherry, the old school sherry. Right. Where this is more like a heavy fruit sherry.
Yeah.
Where the other one is like a vinaigrette.
Right.
Element with that mustard, like you said. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's crazy, but they both have the most exquisite, like expensive, high quality cola you never imagined. But yeah, the way that they combine, like literally, I'm just holding the glass different places. I'm literally getting the entire spectrum from like light sweet lemon gummy bears all the way to dark cola gummy bears and everything in between, every fruit, every flavor in between. The way that Scotch can expand the whole spectrum of flavors is like no other spirit.
And that's that candied element. The reason why we use gummy bears as an example, it's not that, it's that candied element. So that's what you kind of think of. And it's like that fruity candy element, but in a whiskey form, which just blows your mind. It's like, how is this even possible?
But just, the way, the ingredients they use, the combination of the peat with the sherry cask, you get every possible flavor in the whole spectrum, and I just cannot find that with bourbon or rum or cognac or any other spirit.
You get this sweetest orange element, and it's almost like an orange liqueur, but the finest aged orange liqueur, a really high-end one. You get elements of that. And figs and dates, some dried fruits as well, but those fresh fruits elements like those mangoes and really sweet grapefruits just blow your mind.
Chocolate, caramel, but always on the fruits.
That's where it becomes really complex, is when you get that leathery note, that tobacco note, the fresh fruit, the dried fruits, the light peat, and then even some light chocolate in the background, and nothing takes over, nothing is dominant. That fruit ends up being the center of attention with all those other things in the back. You'd start nosing, even grab a 25-year-old Lefroy right now, 25-year-old Bowmore right now, right off the bat, you get this like attack of like peat, and then you get some like nice things in the background, but it's not the freshest and sweetest and the most delicious fruits. There's elements of it. Here it's like the nicest elements, and then like things like peat and stuff like that are more in the background.
Totally.
And when we say fruity here, it is so different than any other. Sometimes it's tricky reviewing whiskey because you say, I get orange, I get caramel, I get this fruit, I get that fruit, but it's so different. You might get hints of fruit in a certain style. It's just like food. You might go to a steak, you might get a steak somewhere at a regular restaurant, and then you go to a really fine steakhouse and get a steak. It's very different, right? Same with whiskeys. That's why at the end, I like us giving a score at the end, because it kind of gives you an idea of the quality.
And the peat, like Narby said, the peat, first of all, the peat itself, it's not very strong, but it's an exquisite quality flavor of peat that you just can't find today. But the peat, like Narby said, it's so light, it's all in the background, and it's just kind of highlighting and adding to all the main elements, the fruit, the cola, that's all on the foreground. So different than the way it is now, but it's so perfect.
Just incredible. You can go on and on.
So complex.
Yeah, you can go on and on. This is life-changing whiskey. I just wish they could make whiskey like this.
Exactly.
I did read somewhere where I believe this Paxarette was used.
Yeah,
back in the old days.
It's illegal
and
now.
then which is illegal now, unfortunately, and I do think that adds such a unique element to some of these older whiskeys as well. So yeah, I don't know if that Paxarette's kind of cheating or not, but whatever it was doing to whiskeys, wow.
Yeah, this like super concentrated sherry distillate, it's nutty.
Incredible. Palate.
Where you hold the glass changes everything. drink's like stronger than 43%. Finish is never ending.
I think if I had to guess, I'd guess somewhere between 46 and 48 on the palate. It's very delicate and fine on the nose, where the nose maybe is that, you know, it's bottled at 43. That's around where I would guess on the nose, but the
Palate's stronger.
Palate's definitely stronger. You definitely get more peat on the palate than you get on the nose. So you first get that peat, touches of wood elements, and then leather, and then you're left with tons of that mango and pineapple that we were referring to before. Some dark chocolate definitely shines through on the palate. That orange liqueur is coming. That orange, sweet orange is coming through as well. The cola and those candy elements like we were mentioning with the gummy bears. Similar to the nose on the palate. Just the palate, I'm definitely getting more peat, a little more oak, a little more leather.
Spice.
Yeah.
A little more leather.
Yeah. And I'd say the finish,
Absolutely.
the finish isn't an extremely long finish in terms of the fruit elements, but it leaves you with the sweet peat, not like a raw heavy peat that you get these days.
Yeah, like not like Ardbeg.
Yeah, no, it's old school peat. It's a sweet peat that it leaves you with, chocolate, and then I guess that would be the only complaint is that it's not lingering with the fruit elements, right?
Yeah,
and that's
crazy
just being
fruit part.
extra picky.
Yeah, no, and yeah, it's much, but it's ridiculous. It's much more. It's like still mangoes, but like chocolate cola, like crazy, the most amazing chocolate on the palate in the background. One of the most amazing I've ever had.
And then now,
never ending.
As I said that, as I'm going like this, I'm starting to get like mangoes and cola coming back as the peat and wood is starting to kind of go away.
Yeah, they pop back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get as much peat on the palate
as I did.
Like you are, yeah, but definitely like the fruits take longer to develop. But it's just like this chocolate and a lot more dessert elements in the palate that's becoming like an amazing after dinner drink. Exquisite, so complex.
Just fantastic. It is so unfortunate that you have to spend so much money, and we're crazy. We prioritize whiskey above other things, which is not smart, but we're so obsessed with it. But it's so unfortunate that you have to spend so much money.
10K now, probably.
Yeah, more, if not more.
No, more.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. A lot of these whiskeys that were 10K are now going up to closer to 50K. And it's just becoming impossible to acquire these old style whiskeys. More new collectors and investors are coming in and just buying them all.
Now I'm getting crazy like herbs and like dirty flowers and geez, nuts. Like almost like dirty, like funky potpourri. Like just some of the craziest stuff I've ever had, man.
And it is just a drop left, a tiny little drop left. And when you are nosing it like this, you're getting like strawberries and raspberries even coming through.
Yeah. Oh, tons that along with the dessert, tons of like dark chocolate raspberry ganache. No, oh my God. It's crazy. It's so complex.
This is insane.
Insane.
And remember I said it had like a little funk, like it's almost like cheesecake. I said cheese, but it's almost like cheesecake, sweet. Cheesecake. Wow. This is...
But definitely funky, like you said, for sure, along with everything else.
This is unbelievable. I don't... Just to let you guys know, when you're scoring whiskey, like... To get to 90, it has to be exquisite. Like the difference between an 85 and an 86 isn't very big. And it's almost like, is it an 85, is it an 86? I don't know. It's somewhere in that range and you give it a score. But you have I have a benchmark. In order for it to hit 90, it has to be a certain quality. So maybe like the difference between 87 and 88 isn't huge, but the difference between an 89 and a 90 is, and the difference between a 90, I almost feel like I want to start giving half points after 90, just because it has to be so much better to gain a point. And just to highlight how good this whiskey is, it's unbelievable. Like it's a 96 out of 100 to me.
Oh my
and that's comparing it against all the very, very, very best whiskeys. And, you know, I'm kind of going back and forth between 95. Last time I gave it a 95, but it's just that special. It's just that special, and I'm thinking of other whiskeys that I have rated 96. This belongs there. If I was doing half points, maybe 95 and a half, but 95 and a half, 96, epic. And just to give perspective, like the recent bottle of Macallan 25 is not as good as the old ones. I'd probably give that an 89. It's just the 20, you know, the old 25s were excellent. Those are like 92-ish. But just to give kind of perspective on the quality.
It's a good point. Narby says that once you go over 90, it takes that much more to get to that next point up. So once you get to like 95, 96, 97, you're talking about the most insane epic whiskeys ever. But I easily, comfortably give it a 96.
You agree? 96?
96.
Yeah.
It's one of the best whiskeys ever.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Feel free to ask us any questions. Please subscribe. Let us know if you guys have tried any of these old school Bowmores. You know, we always answer all the questions. People talk about Mike having orgasms when he's nosing whiskey. Probably it's because he is. So, you know, don't worry about it. When you're drinking stuff as good as this, you're allowed to have an orgasm when you're nosing it. All right, you guys. We'll see you soon with many more reviews to come. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.